the king and his men stole the queen from her bed, and now her bones. These be yours, and where we will go. Morning everybody, and welcome back to another one of my episodes. I only do one of them a year, and this is where I reflect on my action figures or my toys or whatever I do in my channel over the past year, what I've been able to get my hands on. So without further ado, I bring unto you my top 11 action figures for 2023. Number 11. So the first figure that I have here is called Lightning, and he's from the M-Force line that came out in 1985 by the Mego Corporation. I am totally new to this action figure, and I was able to get a whole bunch of them last year. I like them a lot, but also being so old, they're very fragile. In working with this figure, I actually broke his arm, but when I'm done with this video, I'll fix it again. I'm very good with plastic. But strange line. Even the sculpts are strange to me, like the other characters. They remind me a lot of the iconic actors and characters in the 80s. Very cool line, very impressed with it. It's actually considered a bootleg line, but one of the best bootleg lines I've ever seen in my life. Number 10. So this figure is the Green Lantern from DC Primal Age. This came out in 2018, was brought out by Funko. Yes, the same people that made the Funko Pops. And they make so many different action figures, besides Pops, that are awesome but are very hard to get your hands on. I've only seen it a couple of times, and last year was the first time that I got my hands on the action figures for DC Primal Age. They were made to look like He-Man figures that can take a lot of play, and I think this line is awesome, especially the barbaric way they made all these DC superheroes look and villains. So cool. Number 9. So this next figure is the Snake Armor Skeletor, made by Mattel. Came out in 2020. It's a reissue of the Masters of the Universe. This is one of the ultimate bad guys, Skeletor, but in this armor. I think the idea comes from the classic line or the 2000X cartoon. When I first unboxed him, I wasn't really impressed, but when I'm playing and holding and researching this figure, this is really an awesome figure to have. So much plastic, so much bulk, and looks so mean with the snake armor that he has. And glad that I got him in my collection. At first I wasn't impressed, but now when I look back and go through it carefully, I'm actually very impressed with it. Very cool. Number 8. This is the Foot Soldier that was brought out by Playmates, the reissue of the old figures. This came out in 2023. I always wanted this figure as a kid and never seemed to get hold of him. Here we go. Very, very bizarre version of the Foot Soldier, and my most favorite version, because the rest of the Foot Soldiers don't look as cool as this version. Sorry to say. Number 7. Another one of these DC Primal Age figures, like I said, came out in 2018. This is the Scarecrow, also brought up by Funko. It's in the same wave as the Green Lantern. The last one was a superhero. This is a villain, and look how they made him. So unbelievably mean. From the skeleton-like wood armor. I've never seen that before. And his shield and his weapon. It's totally bizarre with the cape. Makes him look more like a rogue or a thief in the medieval ages. But very, very cool nonetheless. Number 6. Now this is one of the most bizarre figures that I have in my collection. When I saw it, I had to buy it. It's based off that scary series long ago on TV called The Creep Show. And I have the Creep. This was brought out in 2022 by Fig Biz. And look at it. It's got all little accessories from the series, all the different episodes, and this creep actually glows in the dark. So freaking cool, so freaky. I love it. I had to get it when I saw it. I got it from my buddy in Bloemfontein called Seth, and he deals only with really high-end toys. And wow, this is one that I won't open. This will be on my display for sure. Number 5. This figure came out in 1984. This is Automan, one of my buddy's favorite figures. I'm surprised that he sent it to me at such a good price, because I know he's a big fan of the old series. He's actually a superhero, and this figure is very rare. You won't easily get hold of this figure, and if you do, it's very pricey. So big up to my buddy Thomas, who sorted me out with most of these figures. So let's get to the next toy. Number 4. This is the one and only Krang from the TMNT, another one of these reissue Ninja Turtles that came out in 2023 of the old sculpts. This is the leader of the bad guys, the Krang. I never had him as a kid and always wanted him, and just like a foot soldier, I have him now and so happy about it. Number 3. Another one of these DC Primal Age figures. You can see I didn't get half as much of the figures that I got last year. This year was more games, but I did get action figures. So let's carry on with Mr. Freeze. Look at him. He looks so much like a Viking. Look at all that translucent plastic. His mean weapons, but beware of the translucent plastic because it's very brittle. And I find that it breaks much easier than the normal accessories that you get with the action figures. But nonetheless, very happy to have him. Look how the helmet comes off, and with those red eyes, he looks simply amazing. That's why he's so high up on the list at number 3. Number 2. So what we have here is Ryu Hayabusa from the Ninja Gaiden series. I mean, this is one of my favorite games ever. I have the game that this action figure was made after, and look at it. It's got so many points of articulation, so much weapons. It looks simply amazing. Came out in 2008 and it's made by Game Select. It's the only Game Select figure I've gotten, and this one also got from Seth. But it all started long ago. I still have my 8-bit Ninja Gaiden 2. Awesome game. And simply love this character. Just so glad I have a Ninja Gaiden figure. Number 1. So finally, the final figure. This I got at Comic-Con. You can see the color has faded and gone a little bit yellow. This figure came out in 2003 by McFarlane, and this is based off the old Predator 2 movie. That movie means a lot to me because I went crazy when I first saw this figure. It's absolutely divine, and glad that this figure is at number 1. He's got all these accessories. He's got his spear, he's got his throwing disc, everything. And I'm not gonna open him. He's gonna be strictly for display purposes, and I'm a big fan of the Predator. So there we go, my top 11 action figures for 2023. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You can obviously see that I've got at least 2 lines of different figures that have appeared more than once. That is because I focused a lot on games this year as well, same as last year. And it's one of those things I have to do. I love games, I love toys, I love everything from those eras, and even now. So to all your hunters out there, keep hunting, and I will see you in the next video. Till that time, cheers.